I'm Lois Caplan. I'm a co-owner of Arrangements Unlimited. We've been in business for 44 years, and I'm actually so glad to be here. We just changed locations 20 minutes ago, so we're sort of disoriented, but we're here, so I'm really glad to be here. I'm a co-owner of the company, and our company does events, and we do coordination and floral, all kinds of things that make events beautiful. For the last 44 years, we've been doing that. I would say that maybe most of you have experienced an event of ours, but maybe even better, you've experienced doing an event with us, which would be really, really wonderful. One of the things that we've done, because I'm sure everybody's aware that the event industry is, I guess you would say decimated.
It's a good word for it.
Yeah, it's kind of gone away. And so what we've done to reinvent ourselves a little bit is we've gone back to our roots, which is when we started as a floral delivery service, and we delivered bunches of flowers. Our name was Pretty Bunches at the time. But we decided now that we would try that as a way to make up for these events that are now on hold. Most of our events that have been done with us for this summer and for the spring and for the fall have been rescheduled till next year. So we launched a new website, AU to You, where we bring things to you, Zoom events, flower arrangements, presents, all of those things. And the best thing is the background, like that's behind me. We do all these Zoom backgrounds for meetings and for events, so that we learned one time with a meeting that people who are in big meetings don't identify themselves. So this way, if you have a Zoom background, you have a name. So that's really where we go with that. So today, let's get to very important stuff. Right? So we're going to show you napkin folds along with masks that will coordinate with them. So the first one, I'm going to tell you about all of them first, and then I'll take each one and explain how it works. So this one is called a Cummerbund Fold. I don't know if everybody can see it. It's a Cummerbund Fold with a little rhinestone belt and a satin bow. And then if you're going to that event, you might want to wear a leopard's mask or a sequin mask. So that's that one. The next one is a skinny fold with using stuff you would have at home, which is a very long shoe tie. And then you would wear that, let's say you're going to a sporting event. So this is a golf and a baseball mask. And I'll show you, for instance, this is a baseball mask. Then we have, if you're at a fancier event, this fancy event is a square napkin. That's a two-sided napkin, a little tricky, but you can use a belt. We happen to have lovely little belt buckles. And then you could wear your lame mask, your lace mask, or your black linen mask with little rhinestone studs on it. Then the other thing we're going to show you is little rosettes. These rosettes, this is a white linen rosette, a pink satin rosette, and a little sheer rosette. And then is a little bit more complicated is a lady's pleated shirt with a tie at the top. So I'm going to show you each one. Okay, so the first one is the Cummerbund Fold. So what you do is what you need is a napkin, a 20 by 20 inch napkin. You fold it in half. You fold it in half, and then you take the top where the seam is and fold it under. You fold it under. You take and make a second fold, and you press it, and I'll show you what that looks like this. Looks like now almost a cummerbund. And then you fold it up, and it becomes a cummerbund. And I'll show you
that was some quick ironing there.
Yes, that was ironing. I ironed it. And this is how it looks when it's ironed. So you take that and you lay it down on the wrong side. You fold it in thirds. So it looks like a cummerbund. Now, one of the things that you can do with that, which we like to dress it up a little, is you can put in, this is a little rhinestone ribbon. That's all it is a rhinestone ribbon. And you can put it in one of the folds. And you now have a fancy cummerbund. So that's the first one. And you want to remember, if you have your fancy cummerbund, we can also put a little satin ribbon bow that you can just make any satin ribbon, tie it in a little tiny bow. And what would be nice is if you wear your sequin mask with that. That would be really pretty. The second thing that we want to show you is the lace one. My little assistant here will get it for me. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do. This is very simple, but it's really effective. So you can use either a white linen napkin or a black linen napkin, either one. And you do the same thing. You have the one napkin and you fold it in half. Then you fold it in half again. Then you fold it in half again. Now you have this thin napkin, just like this. And when you fold it in half, it looks like this. And that's called a diploma fold. And then what you do with the diploma fold, you take your shoelace and you measure it in half and you start lacing it from the bottom of the diploma fold and end up at the top with a little bow. So it looks like the front of a sneaker. So that is that one. The third one we want to show you is this one, the square one. This one's very pretty. This one is a napkin, just a plain napkin that is folded in a square, and you take a ribbon and you wrap it around it and you staple it in the back. That's the little trick. And you use a little belt buckle again, which I'll show you. I don't know where the stapler went. So again, you take your napkin. Now we used a little fancy napkin with a border around it. So you don't have to do that. You can just use a regular napkin, fold it in half, but it should be a bigger napkin, like a 20-inch square napkin. And you fold it in half, like this. So now it's a square. You fold it in half, then you folded it in half again. Then you fold it in half again. And then you fold it in half again. And now it looks like this, and you fold it back like that. Okay? And then you take, we happen to use gray satin ribbon with another belt buckle. And you take the belt buckle and you fold it around the back and you staple it. And you now have this that you can put in the center of your dish. Excuse me, assistant, could you get my other?
Yes, ma'am.
The next ones I want to show you are very, very simple, but very effective. These are rosettes. it's a white linen one, there's a pink satin one, and there's a little sheer one. And then the last thing that I'm going to show you is the front of a lady's pin tuck shirt. That's a little complicated, but I thought it should be like the last one that we show. Because after all, you're very accomplished. Okay, so for the rosettes, this is so simple. You take your napkin. You have a big napkin now, okay? You put it with the point up here. So here, do it like this. It's going to be like this on the table, okay? So you put it like that on the table, and you fold it up. So it's going to look like this, like a handkerchief, like a neckerchief, I guess you would call it, okay? Then you fold it down, you lay it on the table with the point forward, and you start rolling it. So it looks like this. Everybody see that? So it looks like this, and you leave about 4 or 5 inches at the bottom. And then you start rolling it from the side, which means you're rolling it from the side. You keep rolling it and rolling it until it gets to the end. And it looks like this ridiculous chef's hat. That's what it looks like. You take the little end and you tuck it in wherever you can tuck it in. And then you take the points that are sticking up and separate them and look at it from the front, and it's a rose. Nice job, Sabrina. Like that. So that's a white linen rose. And you can do it with any, it's really pretty when you do it with a satin napkin. So we can try it again. Like this. And you fold it down like this. Okay. And then on the long end, you start rolling it up. And you leave about this much. So this is what it looks like. And then you roll it from the end. So it looks like this silly chef's hat. And you tuck in the end. Just find a place to tuck it in because it doesn't much matter. And then you fold over and you have a rose. And then I just did the same thing using a sheer thing because it's always nice when you can use a scarf. If you have a little square scarf, you can do it. It looks beautiful. Again, if you do it from the point and you fold it up and then you roll it, it's just a very ethereal, springy looking rosette. We have the little chef's hat and we tucked it in. And we flipped it back. And there you have Rosette again. And the last thing is the lady's shirt. It's right there, okay. Okay, so the lady's shirt is a little more complicated, but it really looks fun when you do it for if you're having friends over for dinner or something, they think you're like crazy smart. So you take, to have this look, you take your napkin, and again, it's this way. It's with the point at the top. And then you take the two tops and you make a fold. So it looks like this. Assistant, can you hold that side for me? Yes, it looks like that. So you've made a fold. You've made a fold. Now you're going to make another fold. You can go, sister. Okay. And you're going to make another fold. So instead of ironing it here, I did a little pre-ironing to show you. So the way you want it to look is like this. So it has pleats. So we now have a pleated shirt front. Turn the shirt over. And you fold in twice. You fold in twice. You fold this up. And you now have a pleated shirt with a scarf. And what we added in is we like it to be a little fancy. So we put a little ribbon in the pleat. And so now you have a pleated shirt front with a little scarf at the top. And that is my presentation for today. Which one? This one?
Yep.
Nobody understood
By
it?
special request.
You want that one?
No.
Okay. Okay, so for the lady's shirt, which is really lovely, you are starting with this brush wire. And you make a pleat. You fold it over. Can they see this?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm doing that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make a pleat in the middle. And then you make another one. So now you have two. You can actually make another one. So do like that. And then you turn the whole thing over. You fold in and you fold in. You fold in and you fold in. And then you turn it over. And you have the scarf. Does that make sense?
They can't.
I know. That's it. And then we put a little doodad here, so it makes it a little fancy because it makes it fun. And then you have like that. So it's a pleated shirt front, or you can use pretty ribbon and make it a shirt front like that. Thank you so much for watching this presentation.